Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Birminology on Lettermen Row. I am your host, Jeremy Birmingham. With me today is Ohio State 2020 commitment, Ty Hamilton, defensive lineman from Pickerington Central High School, younger brother of Ohio State defensive lineman Devon Hamilton, and a player that I think a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Ty, but I think when you got the offer from Ohio State, and I want to know how you feel about this. Did you think that it was going to come that early?
Well, I've been expecting this since I've been talking to Coach Johnson for a while now. Or since, my brother's been at Ohio State. So, just communicating with Larry Johnson, just working that edge with him, creating that bond with him. I was just waiting for the offer.
Do you think that you had a little bit of an advantage? I mean, not just the fact that obviously your brother is at Ohio State, but the opportunity for you to just kind of pop onto campus and talk to the coaches a little bit more often than some other guys. I mean, they obviously have recruiting regulations and rules they have to follow with you, but you could stop by and talk to your brother and talk to an entire coaching staff or sit in and look at a team meeting or a breakdown of film. And how much has that opportunity helped you in the last year and a half or so to really develop your game? Because I know people see the ranking and think, 3-star, this, he's underrated or whatever. But your game has really advanced in the last year, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's just a great advantage just being the school that I'm going to, just right around the corner, being able to go up there anytime I want, be able to utilize my brother at any time I want, just helping me advance my game and be able to make my moves better and do whatever I want, and be able to talk to the coaches whenever I want to, and just create a better bond than most people can that live outside the state going there.
Do you think that people, and not necessarily just because of your star ranking or your rating, but because you're an in-state player, do you think that people somewhat kind of forget you in this class? And how, if you do feel that way, how do you intend to, fix it?
I think just since how Ohio State's recruiting before, it's been a lot mainly outside the state kids, and now Ryan Day focuses on Ohio kids now more often. I think it's just showing a little more love to the Ohio people, because people kind of forgot about Ohio players because there's always been Ohio State players in there. But this class is going to prove everyone wrong and being able to have the Ohio kids stand out.
Have you started to get close to any of the guys in your class? Who do you talk to the most? Who do you hang out with? I mean, how are the relationships in your class right now?
Well, I'm trying to create a relationship with everyone that is committed so far right now. I think main players probably be Darion Henry, another D-line commit, and probably Paris Johnson.
What is it for you? What do you feel like your role is in this class moving forward, as far as heading into the fall, when guys come on campus, when they're visiting? I mean, are you kind of taking on this ambassador role, or are you comfortable just letting the season play out and then not being that high pressure guy?
I'm thinking just I'm going to sit back and relax, just watch it from afar, and try to be too much involved and just let it roll and let it play out.
How much has your life changed since you made your decision in June? I know that obviously you made the visit to Penn State, then you took a trip to Ohio State for the official visit, and then decided to commit after. You skipped a planned visit up north to Michigan. How has your life changed, and do you have any regret about the timing of your decision, or do you think that, in retrospect, you should have given it more time, or how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling pretty good. All the offers started rolling in just about the beginning of the year. It started going fast and slowed down a little bit going into the summer. And, me just making my decision at the last few schools. I think it's just the perfect timing because I was ready to wrap it up because I wanted to have a school so I could focus on the season and focus on involvement with my teammates and all.
How fast did it change for you to hate Michigan? Because you were supposed to go visit there, right? You're going there for a visit. They were in your final schools. I assume you've watched your brother over the last few years and sort of had to develop a distaste for them over the last few years. Then you're recruited by them, and so all of a sudden that has to fade away. And then you commit to Ohio State. And so how hard is it to hang on to all those emotions?
Well, to be honest, you gotta be a little biased towards the schools. I appreciate the schools for showing me interest and actually taking me in and giving me a chance to start to play the school. So, I mean, it's nothing for love, but for all the schools that recruited me, especially Michigan, because they showed me just about as much love as Ohio State did.
Were your parents ready to get one of those jerseys that you have to split? You wear half Ohio State, half Michigan jerseys. I mean, what was the discussion like in your house leading up to what they thought was going to be an official visit to Michigan? And you know, up until probably the middle of May, I think maybe people expected you to end up there.
You know, they're just deciding, like, you had to break it down and actually talk, like, you know, what would be the best decision for me and staying in the state and, you know, not actually having to leave 5 hours away and just making it easier for my parents and my family to be able to watch the games, to see me play.
Ultimately, though, you chose Ohio State. What was it, Ty, that was the real deciding factor for you? Because, again, I mean, there's all these little factors, like the distance, like growing up a Buckeye fan, like your brother playing there, but ultimately this is still your choice. What did Ohio State have to do to show you that they were the right school for you, not just because you grew up, you know, 15 minutes away from the Horseshoe?
Well, I think that Coach Johnson gave me a great presentation about how my future could be there at the college level. You know, he broke it down just step by step, year by year, how I could improve my game and be greater player than when I came into the school. When I leave, I'll just be a better man and player, and maybe have a chance to play at the NFL.
Let's speak about that role on the defense. Right now, you play kind of all over the line at your high school, correct?
Yes.
Where do you see your future at Ohio State? Do you see yourself more as a 3-tech? Do you see yourself staying on the edge? What is the plan moving forward for how they intend to use Ty Hamilton and the defense?
I think the plan is to just be a little hybrid, like third down, be a 3-tech, just fast with the ball, it'd be better for me, and then mainly first, second down, and be on the edge rusher, and be like that.
What is your current height, weight for people at home or watching the video, wondering, you know, how that fits in? Are you just getting taller, or are you still in that 6'2.5", 6'3" range, or where do you see your body going from here?
Right now I'm about 6'3", 255, and you know, I still have a lot of time to grow. I'm still growing now, and maybe by like time I get to college, it'll be 6'4", maybe 6'5".
Now, I've watched your brother develop over the last few years, and I assume you have as well. As you think about the opportunity to play for Larry Johnson, what do you think he's done the best with your brother that gave you the confidence that he'd be able to do the same thing with you?
Just being able to just keep pushing him, and just being able to create a bond with the players. Because it's nothing like it. Because, you know, my brother wasn't always just the best player, but he always kept pushing him and telling him to be great. And now what he's doing now, he's being a starter and being a better player than he is before.
Let's turn the table back here to recruiting if we can. And are there other guys out there that you're working on that you specifically are reaching out to, or players around the country that you're focusing on trying to bring with you to Ohio State?
Not really at this point, because we lost a couple people that was offered by Ohio State before that I was pretty close with, you know, and I appreciate them and being able to create bonds with them, but not really at this point, no.
Heading into this season, what are your personal goals? What are your team goals? And, you know, what do you think makes your senior season a success?
Right now, I'm just going to do everything for the team that I can to just bring us back to the point that we were 2 years ago and just bring us the States home back here again.
Are you hoping to enroll early, or is that something you haven't really started to think about yet?
I'm starting to think about it right now. I'm trying to make a plan to enroll early to Ohio State.
Moving forward, what do you think the biggest advantage for you of being so close to home is for college? How do you think that's going to help you the most?
Just utilizing, like, being able to being like homesick or whatever, just being able to go home whenever I want, just being able to relax, regroup, and get my mind together, and then come back to school. On top of having my parents there, has already been through this with my brother, and being able to gain information from them whenever I need to. And
you don't have to miss mom's home cooking.
Yeah.
Your brother came into Ohio State with Urban Meyer. You're going to be heading into the class of Ryan Day's first full class. You obviously knew Urban Meyer pretty well. What would you say you've seen the biggest difference between what Ryan Day does and how his program appears to be set up versus Coach Myers?
Well, I think Day's approach is just to make a closer bond with the players, because before, Urban Meyer, it was a little bit more distance for the players from them. But Ryan Day is just trying to make it a more family-like atmosphere, more openly to be able to talk to, and for the players to feel more comfortable being able to approach him anytime they want.
Well, listen, Ty, I appreciate you taking the time. I don't want to take up all of your free time here. I know camp's getting ready to start and getting ready to set up your senior season. What do you have planned as far as your next visit to Ohio State? Are you going to be at every home game, or how do you anticipate this season working out?
Well, I plan on trying to make as many practices as I can, as being so close there, and I'm planning on to make every home game just to see the defensive line work and just be able to utilize and see what tools I can use there, and just watching what future teammates I could be.
There you have it. Ty Hamilton will be at the Horseshoe a lot this season and in the next 3 or 4 years after. So, Ty, thanks for joining us on Birminology on Lettermen Row. Appreciate you watching. Have a great night.